Go home.
Come home. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good morning, girls. Daddy's up early. Maybe get some coffee. I like your videos, Anna. Thank you.
And we're learning about the animals, so we can bring a book or an animal, and we can bring both. Anna, stop that.
When my youngest daughter was 5 years old, I had already done 3 deployments, and that includes 3 workups that are just as long as those deployments. You have to keep in mind, in 2002, we were limited to like emails and really short pictures, like small, condensed, pixelated pictures. I only called probably once a week. We only had the ability to call once a week. No kidding, back then I was getting VHS tapes of my daughter growing up.
Hey, Daddy, we're going to a field trip today, and we have to wear tissues and thick.
VHS tapes. I'm getting VHS tapes in the mail. Now moving forward, I come back and I worked hard to reestablish that relationship with my daughter. Now in 2006, my second daughter was born. 6 weeks later, I was deployed to Iraq. Now to back up a little bit, I was in Mojave Viper and we started having complications with the birth. So I got on a plane, I canceled my training, got on a plane, flew all the way from California, 29 Palms, California to Okinawa, Japan. So I got back in time for the birth, but there was complications with the pregnancy that left their mom in the hospital and me at home with a newborn and a 4-year-old. It's okay, Dad's got this. We built a fort in the living room, and that is where our base of operations is gonna be for the next 2 weeks. So I had baby Anna on the couch, I slept on the floor, and then my 4-year-old slept on the couch on the other side. So we had opposing couches. So we had everything covered. At one point, I realized that I had not been paying enough attention to my oldest daughter, and she was hungry. I found a can of Spam half opened up and her Spider-Man fork taking 1 bite out. She tried 1 bite, realized that Spam was not for her, and put it down. So her mom made it fine. The baby made it fine, everything was okay. 6 weeks later, I put them on a plane back to the States and I went to Iraq and I was gone for the next 9 months. By the time I came back, my youngest daughter was almost a year old and she wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. If you can imagine leaving at 6 weeks old and then coming back at a year later, I mean, I am a stranger to her. At this time in Iraq, if you guys remember back in 2006, it was internet cafes and dial-up speeds and again, no phone calls. Sat phone every once in a while. Really during the surge of Iraq, so our focus was on operations and we didn't have much connection back to home. But essentially, that's her first year of birth that I was not there. I come back from that and then I left 3rd Recon to go to Marine Special Operations Command. But because I switched units, I had no dwell time and I immediately did a workup and deployed to Afghanistan. So this was number 2. And this went on until she was 5 years old. And I looked back and realized I was gone for the first 5 years of her life. I want you to like really think about that. Like, I did 3 deployments, 3 workups. Each workup is almost the length of the deployment. 5 years. I would actually record very small video messages for holidays and birthdays and have those sent so they'd be able to open them. And that was the way that I was able to communicate and share my love with my kids. It got better as time went on. In Afghanistan, we did have better internet and I spent Christmases on Skype.
At the time, I didn't know what he did. That was so weird. I don't think she did either because we were so young.
Yeah, but I was probably smarter than you.
We didn't know why he left.
Talk about the Christmas. That answers the question. Go.
No, but we didn't know. We never knew why he left. Duh, because we were little. But he always came back. So, so every Christmas we would. Well, not every Christmas, because.
You're an idiot.
Wait. How many years did we do that?
I can only remember 1 year, but I know it was more than that.
So we would Skype him, and we would put him on like a box, and
Put him on a box. We'd send him a box.
no, we put him on a box, put the computer on the box, and we Skype him.
He was on a table. You're an idiot. We would Skype him after sending him a box for Christmas, and the one thing I remember sending him were those huge Reese cups. This was before he was on a diet. All the time. He got huge Reese cups that we would send him.
And he would actually eat them.
Just throws them away.
Can't eat those.
Do you guys remember how you talked to him, or when you talked to him, or like how often?
No, I just remember talking to him. I was thinking about this. Since we always used to talk to him on like, and Skype him and that. And,
There was nothing else.
yeah.
This was before FaceTime.
She started to film herself everywhere. She would just film herself like doing things, and it was the weirdest thing. And she would talk to the camera, and then she'd be like, "This is my sister," and
Do you remember the bathtub one?
and she would run around with a camera, and I think she started doing it because we Skyped him so much, so it was.
The original vlogger.
Yeah.
Ella's the original first Koumalatsos vlogger.
Probably.
She actually technically was.
Probably.
They just weren't uploaded anywhere.
Yeah. They better not be uploaded anywhere.
So with all of this happening, like me, you gotta understand, like going on deployment and then working up for that deployment is essentially over a year long. And that means you're away from your family for over a year long. So how do you make that work? What are the steps to make that work? Because it can work. You can have meaningful relationships with your children while serving in the military. But it is gonna take you a lot of effort on your part. I mean, an enormous amount of effort. So I'm gonna leave you with these three things. These three things. One, you can do it. It's absolutely hard, but you can do it. You're just gonna have to put the effort in. Two, it's hard. Kids are kids, and kids need fathers to be their disciplinarian. Now, typically when you're gone, the mother turns into disciplinarian. And so there's a struggle there. However, the last thing I want to do after being gone for 10 months to a year is come home to my kids and then like have to yell at them because they drew stick figures on the wall. But the fact is, you have to. And now there's a balance with it. And I used to get so mad at them because I'm like, why are you guys acting like this? I just want to come home and be sweet to you and cuddle up on the couch. But at the end of the day, it's my job to be their father. So as much as you want to do that and cut them a little slack. You want to make them happy, cut them a little slack. But you still have to be the disciplinarian, and you have to, like, I know you feel guilty and you're gonna feel guilty for being gone, but at the end of the day, you're the father and you have to take care of them and you have to ensure that they're learning the right lessons. Number three, make every single second count. When you're tired and you get off from the range and you get off from training and you've cleaned your bags and you're ready to just like crack a beer and watch some TV and turn your brain off, that's not gonna cut it. If you've got kids, you gotta invest the time. So that 30 minutes or that hour you have left in the day, it's theirs. And that's how I made the difference. Is when I was home, the evenings that I was home, the nights that I were home, the weekends that I were home, I made those seconds count. And that's, even though that I was gone for months on a time and years, when I never lost connection with my kids. So it is a challenge. It was a challenge being in the military and raising kids. It's a challenge, you know, going through a transition, leaving the military and having kids. And it was a challenge going through a divorce and having kids. It's always a challenge, and anybody that has kids knows it's gonna be a challenge forever, especially if you have girls. But these principles stay the same. Make sure you discipline them, love them, and make the time count. For every ounce of time gone, make up for that time with time present. It's not always perfect. They're not always gonna like you. You just do the best that you can with the knowledge that you have. And if you make it count with them and you put the time in with them, it will pay off in the end. So on behalf of all the military parents out there, I recognize your sacrifice for this country and your service. And when your kids get older, they'll recognize it too. But until then, I appreciate it. Good luck. Hey guys.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's safe. We're safe.
Okay.
This is like, this is after. This is after. All right, so man, we are all super appreciative and stoked about the 100K, and we're going onward and upward. Everybody's stoked, right? Yeah. We're stoked. And where's Johnny?
Johnny.
Light. Are you stoked about the 100,000? Yeah. We're 100,000, bro. There we go. So we're gonna pick the 100K giveaway. We're actually gonna pick 3. So we have a main. We have a main that has all of the winners, or all the stuff.
What's up, man?
And then the other 2, Gerber sent me extra stuff, so I'm gonna pick 2 more people, and I'm gonna send that stuff to them. So here we go. We're drawing 3, and draw. Boom. Matthew Ball.
Oh.
Followed me on Twitter. Matthew, thank you, sir. Congratulations. You just won a whole bunch of shit. I really appreciate it. Okay, what's next? So congratulations to the winners. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. You know, we make these videos, but if you guys weren't watching them, there would be no subscribers. Okay, one last thing. YouTube just granted us, they just granted us, where am I at? Membership. Join us. What's it called? Members. I can have members. You guys can be members. So what right now it is $4.99 for members, and what we'll do is, for those that are members, you get little YouTube badges on the page. Let me pull it up. And then you get, basically what we'll do is you get direct access to me through a live chat that we'll do a live Q&A every month that you guys basically generate. I'll send you guys out the link, and then what else? Whatever else happens. Oh, so those that are members will do live Q&As, private live Q&As with me, as well as we will be doing polls and basically taking a ballot and ideas on letting you guys produce the videos that we're creating. So you guys will be our underground YouTube producers, if you will. So we're super excited about that. I really like hearing what information you guys want, and we try to provide it the best that we can. And that's it. You guys know the deal. Never quit, never surrender. Check those links out below. Subscribe, comment, share. Again, thanks to all the parents out there holding it down. Love you guys. See you later.